Hello pilots of the internet. In this video we are teaching you how to fold F-21 TigerShrike, which is an incredible jet designed by Evan Brus. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that is because Evan was one of the winners of this year's contest and he is an incredible paper airplane designer. Now here's the thing, Evan has agreed to make a bunch of video tutorials featuring paper airplanes that he has designed to publish through the Foldable Flight YouTube channel. So please everyone provide him with a warm welcome as a Foldable Flight contributor. I am extremely excited to work with him and I think you're gonna love his designs. Now if you haven't already, be sure to check out his YouTube channel, Square Force, where he will teach you a bunch of planes that aren't going to appear on the Foldable Flight channel. So if you are itching for more content from Evan, that is the place to get it. Now with all of that said, let's see TigerShrike up close, and then Evan will teach you how to fold it. Now as you can see, F-21 TigerShrike is just a gorgeous jet design. I absolutely love how the body of the plane is above its wings, and it's got that beautiful and dynamic tail. It's all just so well proportioned. Now you might be surprised to find that this isn't even that hard to fold. A squash fold is the most difficult step in this plane, so if that's not intimidating to you, this is a great jet to start with. So let's get to it.
What you're gonna need is a square sheet of paper. Doesn't necessarily have to be big, just has to be square. You're also gonna want scissors and probably a pen too, so you can mark exactly where you're cutting with that scissors. Okay, so here I have this blue paper. I want this color to be the top of my airplane, the upper surface that I see most of the color. So I'm actually gonna start with it flipped over. So if you have a paper with color on one side, just go ahead and start on the other side for this step. And our very first fold is just gonna be folding it directly in half, right down the middle. Match up your corners and crease it down. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this layer here and we're gonna fold it right back up so the edge falls right along that line that we just folded. But instead of creasing it down, we're just gonna make a little reference point. Just pinch it there and let it fall open again. Okay, now we're gonna fold from that reference point up again to touch that line there, the central fold. So I'm just gonna fold that over, match up my little reference crease, and crease that down. I also like to flip this paper open just to check that my layers are all folding on top of each other very nicely, and all of these lines are going to be parallel. I'm using these edges here to make sure that I'm folding straight. Okay, so now I'm going to do the exact same fold on this side. I'm going to fold up from this central crease here, just fold up and match my corners from the other side. Crease that down. Okay, now we're gonna bring this layer down. Instead of folding right at that line that we just made, we're gonna instead fold halfway between these 2 points. So we got this middle line here that we folded the paper in half. Then we've got this next line here. We're gonna fold halfway between them, right about there. And this doesn't have to be totally exact, it's just an eyeball measurement. And as I usually do, I'm just gonna fold over that other layer so I can just check here that I'm folding right where I need to. Everything's matching up just right. Okay. Flip the paper over, do the exact same thing on this side. You have this layer sticking up, fold it back down, halfway between our two previous fold lines. Okay, we're doing great there. Let's open it up and just check here. We've got a middle line, then 2 on either side. We're actually gonna reverse this fold right here. So it becomes a mountain fold if we're looking at the top of our paper. And the same with that one underneath. We're also gonna reverse that one. So now, if I push my paper together, I'll be able to sort of collapse these layers into each other, just like that. All right, we're off to a good start. Let's turn the paper over. Now, whichever side you made that little reference crease, the one that we pinched and then opened up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that side and fold some corners in so they fall right along the central crease. That just gets rid of that little pinch crease and we don't need it anymore. I'm gonna fold that together. Just like that. And repeat on the other side. Okay. And now we're going to follow those same folds that we just did, where we bring that one in and then out again to collapse in on itself. This should be fairly easy because half of the layer there is already folded. You're just repeating that fold on this new layer of paper we just added. Okay, so the next step is to just fold it in half. So you have this sort of scenario here where you have some wings sticking out of the bottom here. We're gonna fold them up so they fall right along this line here. You can use that as a reference point and just fold them straight up. Just like that. And of course, flip it over, repeat it on the other side. Okay. Now we need these wings to be a little smaller, so we're going to fold from this edge down to fall along this bottom line. Just like that. And crease that down. And repeat on the other side. Okay, now we're going to open this paper up just a little bit here. We need to just reverse one of these creases here in this that we just made. So we're going to fold it open and then take out that inside layer and just pop it out there by reversing that fold. So when we put it back down, you have a little extra layer there, a little triangle of paper that sticks out. And we're going to do the same on the other side. We open it up, take this little bit here, reverse that fold, and crease it back down so we have this triangle left over. Okay, and before we fold this back up again, we're going to make a horizontal crease all the way across from wingtip to wingtip. So I just pull this up, make a little crease there, a little pinch just to make sure I'm in the right ballpark. And then I use the lines that are already in the paper to make sure that I'm folding this straight up. So I use these as reference. And we'll just double check. I think that's a little low, so I'm just going to bring it up a tad. And make sure that these are nice and straight. All right, almost there. We're going to open that up and then fold from the middle just back on itself. So now we need to get rid of this part. We're going to fold from this back corner to the wingtip. Just fold that in on itself. Just like so. And then we just tuck that little bit of paper back in to the wing. Do that on the other side, fold from wingtip to the bottom corner. And then open it up, just tuck the paper underneath. Okay, now we're going to fold it back on itself so it is on the upper side of the paper. We're looking at the top here, and we're going to start to make our cuts. So what you can see here on my paper is I have a little cross there. You can see these two crease lines intersect, the little X right there. We're going to make our cut pass right through the middle of this, right about on a 45-degree angle. And then we're going to make that cut from the top edge of the paper all the way down to this line here. So we're going to cut through this one and stop our cut right there on that second line. And we'll go ahead here, pick it up, try to use that little line that I just drew as reference, and cut just like so, from this crease all the way down to that second line. All right, now we just made the tail. We open this back up. You'll see there's a little triangle of paper here that wants to fold over. And we're gonna fold that forwards. And I like to just take it a fraction of an inch further than that crease line that's already there, just to be safe. That'll help the tail stand up a little bit better if we give it some more space to work with. Okay. Now we're going to finally start to do this accordion fold where we crease these layers together and collapse them in on themselves, letting this tail stick up and also leaving this extra triangle of paper outside of the plane. So we fold those together and then we lock them in place by just taking this little corner right here and folding it over. And then we continue to fold the plane in half. And there we go. Make sure this all lays nice and flat. Your tail shouldn't be too warped, although it might need some smoothing out. We do want it to stand up as straight as we can. Okay, we can fold the wings up here. So now we're gonna get to the keel that's on the underside. Okay, in order to do that, I just open this up a little bit and I fold the triangle here back in on itself to fall along that central line there, that main bottom edge of the plane. And then with my next layer, I now flip it over and I just fold that over on top of it so it holds that layer in place. Just like that. Okay, now we'll return and finish that keel once we take care of the nose. So for the nose, I like to spread these layers apart a little bit and then just push right down in the middle. I'm gonna reverse that down through the nose of the plane, and I'm gonna shoot for finishing this line right at this front corner here. So pull that down, and then I end the other part of this line. I use this triangle and draw it back just so it hits right there where that keel is starting. A nice little reference point for you there. Well, let me squish this down. Now we're going to use this triangle of leftover paper here to lock the nose together by pulling these layers apart slightly and squashing it down, just like that. You can use the table to help you out a little bit here. And then I take these layers and fold them up alongside the nose. So now they are parallel with the rest of the plane. And then I fold this last bit in on itself. So I use this layer here as reference. I fold it over and I bring that right to the tip of the nose. Just like that. And of course I do that on the other side as well. Fold it over right to the tip. And now I open that front crease just a little bit, that slit in the front of the plane, and I tuck the layer inside on itself. So now that nose is held together with that lock. All right. Now the last thing to do right now is to finish the keel. We've got these two layers that overlap one another, and they probably got a little out of line while we were doing the nose. So we're going to lock them together. Whichever one is on top, whichever layer is on top, you're going to want to make a fold the opposite direction, just in the back. Go from the bottom edge of the paper to right about there. You can feel those layers are going to want to fold at that point. So just lock that down so you have that going in the opposite direction of the rest of your keel. Now I can open my wings and everything should hold together nicely. So that is the basics of the plane. Now, when you start flying it for the first time, you may notice that it tends to nosedive a bit. This particular model benefits a lot from up elevator in the back on these wings. So the way that I do that is I fold the wings down so they're next to each other, and I use this crease line that we made in an earlier step, just pull up on it and fold up, but only on the wing part. I'm not folding the tail here. I'm just folding where it's at the wing. And now, when I bring my wings back up, you'll see there's a little bit of a warp in the back of that wing that's just the perfect amount of up elevator to keep this thing flying straight. And then if you're still having directional problems where it's swerving from one side to another, you can pull up right here on this little flap and just give that a little bit of a scoop on whatever side you want it to turn to. I've also found you can go ahead and make some wingtips down here where you just fold the wing over using that as a reference, that little line, and you can just do a little bit of a wingtip there. Doesn't necessarily have to be done that way. I usually fly it without it, but it could help you if you're struggling to get this thing to fly straight. But that is the F-21 TigerShrike. Really fun design, it's got a great look to it, and once you make those final adjustments, it'll fly great too.